at this moment. Excited about today's live. Again, a lot of questions about this. Like, Anika, you're really a math and SEL specialist? And I am. Sure am. And we're going to talk about it for sure. We're definitely going to talk about it. All right. So, first of all, good afternoon. Y'all know I always like to say TGIF when I get on here on these Fridays. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a great week in the holistic hedge. Okay, it's been a great week. Um, y'all, right? You might be like the holistic hedge, but yes, remember, we had a nerd moment, right? Definitely at the end of last week's live, where we shared that the group a group of ninjas is called a hedge. And so, we want people to be relational ninjas. So if a group of ninjas is called a hedge, we're the holistic hedge now, right? The people that tune in and interact and join, we thank you all. And thank you again for being a part, yes, of the holistic hedge. Y'all, we always strive to add value and support individuals, organizations, again, by building that relational capacity. All right. Um, we want everyone to be emotionally agile. And so, again, hence the term relational ninjas. We just want you to be smooth with it. All right. So, a couple of events. First of all, a couple of current events that we want to make sure we talk about super quickly. There are, yeah, a couple of things. So, first of all, y'all see I'm all geared up for my Howard Bison, right? Howard went to the dance, right? They participated in March Madness, and we're so proud of the young Bison. I almost want to break out into song, but I'm not the best singer. I'm gonna keep that one to myself. So, but just know that we're super proud, we're excited, and the Bison fam rose deep. Okay, so also on Tuesday, y'all do know that I'm a former math educator, right? So it was Pi Day, right? It was March 14th, 3.14, right? Is the approximation that we use for pi, but more accurately, it's 22 sevenths, right? 22 over 7. Y'all, y'all know I like to keep it interesting with our emojis, right? As we go through our conversations and have our discussions. So, in honor of our current events, I want you to either drop a bison, and yes, there is a bison emoji, believe it or not. I want you to either drop a bison or a pie, right? Because again, we're celebrating Bison, the Howard Bison being a part of March Madness, slash, earlier this week was also Pi Day. So you can choose which one. Y'all, last week this time we were super excited and we were celebrating um, SEL Day, SEL Day 2023, and just being super excited at Holistic Fluency because any chance that we had where someone's focusing on emphasizing and really celebrating social emotional learning, social emotional intelligence, social emotional agility, whichever one you want to call it, y'all, we're all in. We're there. We're all in. So we're most definitely with it for sure. Yes, yes. Okay. Oh yes, and someone is putting some shamrocks, right? Some four-leaf clovers in the comments. It is also St. Patrick's Day. All right. I hope y'all are having a good one. It's a beautiful day here. I hope y'all enjoying y'all's day. So really we wanted to take SEL Day from last week from 3/10/23 and just serve it, and it's serving as a launch pad for a number of events and products and services, all surrounding our favorite topics, right? So we have been, I'll be honest, we've been holding out a little bit. We've been holding out a little bit on some really juicy details in our work surrounding SEL and SEI. But no worries. We'll be making sure that we share some of the behind the scenes and feature some businesses and some events soon, very soon. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But a few things, y'all. We've been having some interviews with some dynamic women who work diligently to impact their community. I see one of them is joining us on IG, Jackie V, right? Mrs. Viegas, Wellness Advocates, where you can find her. Y'all, we're doing a surprise reveal for our youngest generations. Just some very unique support for them. And also new leaders, whether you're a new leader in both education spaces or corporate spaces, some good stuff is coming out, y'all. And that's all I'll say for now. Psych, I have a little more to say. So one last thing, but it's a really good bit of info. A lot of people have seen the advertisement for our upcoming webinar, Beyond the Jargon, just supporting ELLs, English language learners in math class. And y'all, that webinar is less than 10 days away. So it's on March 26th, right? At 3 CST. Wait, no, I take that back. Not CST, because at this point we're in CDT because we sprung forward and everything now. But at 3 o'clock Central Time, I'll just say that, on the 26th. Now, I will say that you do not want to wait until the 26th to register, simply because there are some bonuses, some really good stuff. I told you we had some juicy things happening, some really good stuff for those who register by the 20th. And yes, Monday is the 20th, but this is a free webinar because we're wanting to provide that support. Bonuses such as 2 entries into a giveaway for math educators, right? It's a gift basket, and that preview is coming soon so you can see it. An additional strategy, maybe 2, wink, wink, right? That won't be covered during the webinar. So you get some bonus, like behind the scenes strategies. Yeah, y'all, it's exclusive. I'm telling you. And a special invitation to a Voxer session that it'll be invite only, where we're going to do some Q&A, personalized support, and brainstorming as you count down up until your test days, right? As you're supporting your students, as you're supporting maybe even those educators that you support during that time. Let's see. Yes, Jackie says she's happy to be here and honored to be a part of the series panel. So excited to have you. So excited to have you as part of the panel. All right, y'all. So y'all know that we always strive to add value and over deliver. So again, do not miss out. Do not miss out on registering for Beyond the Jargon webinar, right? It's going to be impactful and beneficial, and it's an experience. I'm choosing that word on purpose. It's an experience for yourself and for those for whom you facilitate learning. All right, wait, let me slow down, right? I'm so excited. We didn't even get started that well yet, y'all. So let me again say thank you for joining, right? We want to make sure we continue to build the understanding of space, interactions, and awareness. Self first, then beyond. As we know, it's all connected, interrelated, and really builds the village of us, the village of us. Okay. Please do say hello. I know a couple people have said hello. Say hello. Let us know that you're tuning in. And as always, we want to express our gratitude for this time and space that we're able to operate in. And we're equally as excited and grateful for you for joining us today. If you're catching the replay, please don't forget to write hashtag replay in the comments to touch base. Again, let us know that you're watching. We can't say it enough. Thank you. Hey, Corral, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. All right. Y'all, in this year of 2023, we're making sure that we're executing with intention and a spirit of synergy. We really are about this work that we reflect on, recognize, and relate. Y'all know we like alliteration, all within the realm of social emotional agility. So we want to be sure that the knowledge is being established and developed, but that we don't stay there, right? That we move from awareness to understanding, and we still don't leave it there, that we move from understanding to relating it, to making that connection to the real world in real time. Because y'all know there's stuff to do. There's nothing in isolation. So we know I titled this Math and SEL. We're getting into it, right? Why those two things? Anika, are you really a math and SEL specialist? Again, I am, because again, nothing is in isolation. We don't say business or we shouldn't approach it as business or social emotional intelligence or the standards or social emotional learning, right? We're operating in a multi-level space, right? Just being here, being people. So that's why we operate in this space of and versus or. So that's why we're discussing math and SEL. All right. Y'all, we're forever about this work of seeing, studying, and supporting. If you've tuned in before, you've heard me say that because it's serious. It's that simple, but it's complicated because there's layers and nuances to it, and that's largely what we talk about. Those in between things, the soft pieces, right? Because really, those things prove true whether it's the classroom, like a math class. We're talking about math today. And regardless of the demographic. So, whether it's a general group, a specific demographic like English language learners, y'all, it proves true that we must see, study, and support. So, I mean, again, it could be any organization, quite simply. Y'all, this afternoon we're digging deep into math and SEL, but first a couple of things. So we've always, kind of shook our head, I'll say, and didn't understand when systems try to separate it. We talked about not operating in isolation, not having an or mindset, but an and. When systems try to separate social emotional intelligence and social emotional learning from the rest of the educational sphere, in a more general sense, from the rest of the culture of an organization or the culture of a household. All right, so y'all know analogies are my jam, right? So here's an analogy for you. So when systems try to separate social emotional intelligence, social emotional learning from the rest of education, from the rest of the culture, the parallel to me, and really to me equally ridiculous, is attempting to separate the social development aspect of a person from other pieces of their life, to separate your social side, right, your social being from every other piece of your life. Couple of examples. Here you go. So it feels like if I were to say no, oh no, I'm only a mom or a wife when I'm at home though. Yet in other spaces I'll say, oh no, no, I'm only a businesswoman because I'm networking, I'm at this conference, or I'm on this accountability call, right? Or no, I'm only a friend when I'm at my friend's house or in their presence. That might cause some complications, right? Right. Imagine choosing to operate and function in life, considering only one piece, one aspect of your life at a time. Yeah, that's not realistic. It's not really. And I'm giving you mad side eye right now, honestly. Okay. So, as though we could really separate those things, because we can't. A lot of those dimensions and facets that make you you, they definitely overlap. They definitely must coexist, right? Because they do. And we try to separate them as though, as though these dimensions and these facets, as they don't often add to other parts of our lives, and as though they don't cause us to be able to leverage opportunities between those pieces, those intersections of life, right? We might gain access to certain spaces as a result of one dimension. And again, that adds value to a different dimension, a different facet. I mean, and then we try to, and I'm really trying to understand it, right? I'm trying to learn some more, ask some more questions, but we're really trying to operate and move as though they were all separate pieces when it's all the same person, all dimensions, different facets of the same person. So imagine that. So the nerve of us to try to operate independently in all those different spaces. Right? Bison or pie, anyone? Bison or pie? Remember, if any of this is resonating with you or hitting a little bit differently today, right? In honor of my bison, my Howard bison, making it to March Madness, you can drop a bison. Yes, there is a bison emoji. Or it was just Pie Day on Tuesday, 3.14 on March 14th. So you can also drop a pie in the comments. Yo, why are we trying to separate them? More accurately, why are we attempting to separate them? Because it's very unrealistic and it's not happening. It's not happening like we want to. Like we're fooling ourselves. It's a lot of this is pretending. We are fooling ourselves. Y'all, there's way too many quotes and research about One, people making the difference, right? Make sure I get my quotes in over here. The human factor, the human quotient being invaluable, the dangers of not investing, right, in and developing the most important area, not developing those people. Way too much information about it. Okay, so Jackie V over here said that she stopped doing that. I think she stopped trying to separate because all of her parts of her life are me and make me who I am. Definitely, definitely. So thank you for sharing that, Jackie. Like, there's a certain moment where we have to come to grip and realize it's ridiculous. We're trying to fool ourselves to think I can operate in these little pockets of myself as though it's not a huge intersection and overlap, right? Just being well, I'll save my word choice. Being outrageous, I'll say, lying to ourselves. Yeah, so if there's all these quotes and research again about people making the difference, the human factor, the human quotient being invaluable, and the dangers of not investing in it, then why in classrooms, in workspaces, and in general organizations are people still out here freestyling? Can someone help me? Right? Can someone answer that? Like, why are people still out here freestyling instead of connecting in meaningful and intentional ways? So we've talked about a lot on here, right? And applying their skill sets. Remember, we talked about their skill set amnesia. Some people have the best skill sets, the best qualifications when it comes to communication, collaboration, and work at home. Excuse me, at work, but in other organizations, but they're not using it at home. Or maybe some people use it at home, but then not at work, right? But we need to be consistent. We're talking about, again, being consistent with the skills and skill sets that we have, a transfer both ways, all the possible ways, right? It's not just two facets that make you, all your intersections, for sure. So we talk about being intentional as we move. And so a lot of people, the first question and thought is, okay, but how? Okay, I have a few things to consider. So we're past the moments of a pop-in message or a pop-in session here and there. We're past, okay, well, how was your day? How are you adjusting? I'm gonna say boo hiss boo to those kind of questions and that type of attempt, right, at really developing the culture. Boo hiss boo. So if we're truthful, we know that approach isn't impactful, it isn't lasting, and it really hasn't worked in a long time, if ever, right? It was not a great investment of time and other resources overall, because I know some of us think about the bottom line, right? So if we're thinking about the bottom line and we're thinking about this investing into social emotional intelligence, social emotional learning, let me give you something to think about. So the marketing for a new position, the rehiring process, the training cost of a new position, possibly having to reset when something went wrong, whether it's something where you had to involve legal, maybe it was some other financial issues, maybe it was a security issue. The cost is steep. The cost is steep. So again, bison or pie, right? We're celebrating bison, getting to March Madness, and also Pie Day being Tuesday. So either emoji you want to drop if it's resonating, right? Either emoji. So Jackie V said consistency is key. Indeed, indeed. And that is where the impact comes through, honestly. Okay, so John said understood and laughing at boo his boo. Yeah, some people need some booze out here. Some people need some booze. They sure do. So again, but how, right? So this merger of math and SEL, for me, they're anchored in feedback. So recognizing the different forms and settings that feedback can occur, understanding the implications of the feedback, knowing when and how to investigate and expect those implications of the feedback, and then acting on those implications as needed. Because again, right, depending on the situation and depending on what you were shown or what you were told, right, depending on the feedback, is going to require different kind of movements. So I'm going to again forever say that's C, studying and support. So when we talk about recognizing the feedback in different forms and settings, maybe it's on paper, maybe it's a certain demonstrated behavior or behaviors, maybe it is something that they said slash didn't say. Their verbal and their nonverbal are important, right? Nonverbal being more important usually. Recognizing the implications of the feedback. Maybe they just missed something in training. Maybe it's something we missed training them on, right? They seem unsettled or they seem unhappy for some reason. Maybe there's a possibility of this issue snowballing. So we need to be careful. So, again, recognizing and understanding the implications. After we understand the implications, then investigating and inspecting. And I'm going to call timeout for a minute. A lot of people like to go from understanding the implications to jumping into action. And again, I'm going to call timeout, right? We can't just jump into action unless we have really inspected the situation for true understanding, So don't just jump from possible implications. So, okay, now we're going to do this. No, there's something that needs to happen in between. That step in between is the investigating or inspecting. Maybe it's just a conversation with one person, maybe more. We might need some written statements, right? Shout out to the schoolhouse. Okay, baby, tell me what happened. Write it down, right? Maybe it needs to be an official investigation by an outside party, and maybe in-house, just depending on the situation. But we're not skipping one step and jumping straight to action. When it is time for acting on those implications, it might be something as simple as, you know what? There's some additional training or support that's needed. It could be a State of the Union type meeting. And when I say State of the Union type meeting, because I'm going to differentiate between a couple different types. State of the Union type meeting, meaning the info is being disseminated, information is being given, right? But a town hall meeting is where we're soliciting input. It's more collaborative. We want some feedback. This is what we're thinking. Let's hear more about your perspective for how it's impacting you, and let's flush something out, right? And maybe just other actions depending on the severity, the impact, again, especially going back to possible security, financial situations. Okay. So if we talked about making sure we understand feedback, that we can recognize the different forms and settings, if we can understand the implications, and we don't just jump from possible implications to acting, we do some investigating in between because we want to be thorough. We want to make sure that we support in the best way. Again, I'm going to forever say seeing, studying, and supporting, right? So you have to know what the norm is. That's the seeing part. Then you know what we're looking for because you've studied and spent some time. Then you know how best to respond, how to best support. Okay, it's going to show up, y'all, every time. But if you need some ideas on where to start with social emotional learning, with social emotional intelligence for your organization, your community, your business, your campus, your classroom, y'all, use our link, the link in the bio, to schedule a coffee chat. I would love to chat with you all. And I also say that we have dropped some gems, y'all, over these last several months. We've been dropping some gems on our lives, y'all. I mean, so many gems that we've basically created a whole jewelry store for you, I must say, right? Gems are sitting in display cases and everything, y'all, seriously. So make sure you're checking out the previous lives. We promise that you'll definitely find some value in there. So today, I hope that our discussion around how and why, right, for math and SEL, and also business and SEL, I hope that you enjoyed it. You had some takeaways, but remembering that we do not operate in isolation. Some people try to fool themselves to think that they truly are. It's not a real thing, right? We're multifaceted people, so we should work and build on whatever skill sets simultaneously, right, in tandem. Y'all, I want you to move. I hope that the conversation moved you from building awareness and knowledge to action. May you be propelled and provoked to intentional action as we maneuver from insight into different phases of life, right? My name is Anika S. Jones. Y'all, please say the S. I am the community curator, and I serve as the lead consultant of Holistic Fluency. We add value and support whether you're an individual, an organization, by building relational capacity and emotional agility. Y'all often hear me say, I want everyone to be smooth with it. I want people to be relational ninjas out here. So if you've tuned in today, you're now a part of the Holistic Hedge, right? That's our group of relational ninjas. So again, welcome. Please make sure to like, follow, save, and share, repost, y'all, all the things, please. Don't forget to hurry and register for, though, our upcoming webinar, Beyond the Jargon, Supporting English Language Learners in Math Class, y'all. It's not until the 26th, but I did go over a few bonuses, some juicy bonuses, if you make sure to register by Monday, by the 20th. Real quick, I'll say them again. You'll get 2 entries into a giveaway for a math teacher basket, which the preview is coming soon. Okay. You'll get an additional strategy, more than one strategy, honestly. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That won't be covered during the webinar. So you'll get this only if you register by the 20th. Super exclusive. Then also you'll get a special invitation to a Voxer session that we're having, where we're going to do some more Q&A and some personalized support and brainstorming as you count down to your state tests, right? To your high stakes test in your state. So thank you for joining. Y'all, see you all soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.